guys, so today I have my part 2 of my Diary of an Army Girlfriend vlogs. As I was editing the first video, I was sitting there going, wait, I forgot to mention this and I forgot to mention that, so that's what this video is going to be. I feel like I'm mostly going to be focusing on mail, all the different things that I forgot to mention in the last video, and if I repeat anything, my apologies. That was like 2 weeks ago and I don't remember exactly what I said, but I wrote down in my phone a whole bunch of things that I really wanted to mention, so I'm gonna get into that right now. So the first 2 weeks suck. You don't know where he is. I mean, you know where he is, you know obviously what base your soldier went to. I hope they didn't just go like, peace, I'm leaving. You know where your soldier went, but you don't know their address yet. You may have the address for the whole base, but you don't have the address to send the mail. And if you're lucky, your soldier will have time during reception to be writing you letters, and you're gonna get the mail and be super excited, but there's no return address because they don't have one yet. Usually how it works is when they leave reception, they get another phone call, and it's a really short phone call, like another 10 seconds, and they get to tell you their address. I got lucky. Mine took a picture of the little sheet of paper that they're going to mail home, and it had the address exactly how it needs to be written, sent it to me, and then when he called, he said, do you understand everything that it says? And I said, yeah, I got it. I just gotta write this, this, and that. The way that his platoon drill sergeant wants you to write the address is how you should write the address. You don't want your soldier in training to get smoked because you didn't follow the instructions that you were given. Each drill sergeant does it differently. For my boyfriend, his drill sergeant wants the rank, last name, first name, middle initial, then the company, the platoon number, and the platoon name, then the address of the base. And on the back of the envelope, his drill sergeant wants the name of the platoon on the top flap, and on the bottom, the number of the platoon in like a big number. I know other companies and platoons at that same post, they want like the number written in all the corners, or they want the number circled or written in blue. Each drill sergeant is different in their requirements, and if you do it wrong, just know that your soldier in training might have to do a few extra push-ups or something to get their mail. Either way, they'll get their mail, no worries. You can slightly misaddress it. As long as it ends up there, it should end up in your soldier's hands. But the less mistakes you make, the better for you and the better for them, because it'll get to them faster and they probably won't have to do as many push-ups. And they will probably have to do push-ups for their mail. Don't feel bad. Think about the amount of training that they're going through as it is. A few push-ups for a letter from home is nothing in the grand scheme of things. I'm sure that they are so glad to do like 20 push-ups as long as they get to hear from home. Don't feel guilty if they tell you like, oh, I'm doing push-ups for my mail. You're making them stronger and they get to hear from home. So those first 2 weeks that you don't have an address, what do? I would suggest that you write every single day anyway, and get all those letters done and put them in the envelopes and be ready to put the address on them the second that you have it, and drop them all in the mailbox so that they're on their way to your soldier as soon as possible. The day that I got my boyfriend's address, I had like 7 letters ready to go. I got off the phone with him, I wrote the address in all the envelopes, and I mailed them out because I wanted them to get to him as soon as possible. And the first few letters that you get from them, they're probably going to be saying, why aren't you writing me? I haven't gotten any mail. Have you guys forgotten about me? That part is the worst because you just want to scream at the top of your lungs like, I'm writing to you, I promise. The US postal system just sucks. They'll get it, and soon the communication will start to flow better. Don't worry about it. In the beginning, they're gonna sound sad because they think that you forgot. Those first few weeks that you're writing, just sending out stuff to them and you're not really getting responses back from them yet because there's a delay. It feels like you're writing to a brick wall or like to your diary because you're not getting a response, you're not getting communication. Soon, they're gonna be responding to things you said. They might be a few weeks late. Like for me, I had written, oh, I got the job interview. Oh, I went to the job interview. Oh, I got the job. By the time that I was writing, oh, I got the job, he was still saying, oh, I hope you do really well on the interview. It's this really awkward delay in communication that we're not used to in the 21st century with texting at our fingertips all the time. It's just gonna be a little bit slow. It's called snail mail for a reason. So for the mail that you're sending to your soldier in training, stick to plain white envelopes, nothing on the outside other than the crucial information, because whatever the drill sergeant can see on the outside, they can make fun of him for it. Well, I already wrote all my information on this, so I'm just gonna cover it. Plain white envelope, you put their address here. Where am I? You put their address here and your address here. Simple, standard. Make sure you put a stamp on it. You don't want it to get sent back to your house instead of to them. I have seen some people just forgot to put stamps because they were so excited to finally send mail out, and then their mail comes back to their house and they're like, oh my god, I forgot to put stamps on my mail. Don't do that. try to remember to put a stamp on your mail. But as I was saying, stick to plain white envelopes. You don't want to draw any attention. Don't send like a glittery envelope. Don't put your lip prints all over the outside of it. Don't put perfume on it. Don't make it stand out. Make it as plain and boring as possible on the outside so no one sees what's going on inside and they can't smoke him for it. Like, oh, your girlfriend, I see she was wearing red lipstick and covered your whole envelope in it. Since there was such a long delay in getting responses for my letters and just like the beginning communication, my boyfriend thought of a really genius way to let me know that he was getting my mail. As I think I mentioned in the previous video, and I'll go a little bit more into this later, there's a photographer at the post, and I think there are at all of them, I'm not certain, but at the one that he's at, there's a photography company taking pictures of their training. I had written in one of my letters, the next time you see her, pop out and give me a cheesy smile. About a week later, I'm going through all the pictures from a certain training exercise. And I'm just clicking through the pictures, looking if maybe I'll see the back of his head or something like I've been seeing, just, you know, him in training, not really paying attention to the camera. And this picture, he's in a line of guys. They all look super serious, they're really focused. Sticking out, like, behind a really tall guy's back is my boyfriend cheesing so hard. In that moment, I was like, he's getting my mail. Finally knows that I haven't abandoned him. He's getting my mail. He knows that I asked him to make a silly face, and he did, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And not only did he just pop out, like, hey, I'm right here, like, super silly. I'm a photographer. I've been begging him for 8 years to pose for pictures with me, and it feels like you're ripping teeth out of him when he poses for a picture. And then he goes down there, and all I have to do is say, make sure you smile for the camera, and he goes like, hey. Like a week later, I got the letters from him saying like, oh, I didn't know they were posting the pictures online. That's so cool. The next time I saw her, I like made a really funny face. I hope you see that picture. And I was like, I saw it. I've already got it printed and it's on my table because I love it. And about the pictures, other than his cheesy grin, you are going to become a pro at Where's Waldo because you're going to be sifting through a sea of hundreds of people wearing the same uniform as your soldier in training, and you're going to become so good at finding your person. I found mine 2 days ago by a piece of his head, like this much popping out from the back of somebody's backpack. It was just this much of him, and I was like, that's him. I see him. That is him. And the next picture, it was like his face. You're going to become so good at Where's Waldo, and it's going to be kind of fun to be like sifting through the pictures, like where is he today? I really appreciate the whole taking photos of the training. I know that once they're out of training, it's going to be different, like especially when your soldier's deployed, you're obviously not going to be getting pictures every single day and updates on what they did that day. It's kind of a nice transition in between from obviously being able to see them whenever you want and talk to them whenever you want, to getting some photos of them and knowing that they're doing okay. And his company actually posts Facebook updates of what they did that day in training. Sometimes they forget. They've kind of gone like a week without telling us and everyone's losing their minds. It's a nice transition between full communication to probably at some point no communication. It's somewhere in between. It kind of weans you off of full access to your person. You're gonna run home from work every single day like, oh my god, did they post pictures today? Or you're gonna see in some Facebook review, this company posted pictures today, they're processing, and you're gonna like sit there and refresh until the photos pop up, and then you're gonna sit there and you're gonna sift through 300 photos looking for just one of the beauty mark on the back of their hand, or the little scab they have on the back of their head, or like their hairline. You will find them. I feel like the only people who understand this whole Where's Waldo thing for photos of their soldier in training are people who are army wives and moms and dads and fiancés, everything. I feel like within that community, we're the only ones who truly understand what it's like to play Where's Waldo for a picture of the person that left, because it's something I never thought I'd do, and it's interesting, but it's really fun. I have one more point I wanted to say about the mail before I move on. They may sound a little bit beaten down and sad and say like they want to come home and they're regretting it and they're so tired and so sore and they feel like crap. They might sound super beaten down. It's going to be heart-wrenching to read this, but you need to be their rock. You need to be there for them. You need to build them back up, because part of basic training is the drill sergeants and everybody tearing them down to build them back up into the strong soldiers that they're going to be. Some of them get emotionally torn down, and reading those letters must be so painful, just wanting to be able to like run over to them and give them a hug and tell them that they're better than this, that they're strong, that they're gonna make it. And you need to write in, I would say, every single letter, let them know how proud you are of them, how amazing they are, how strong they are, how excited you are to see them at graduation. Everything. Just really build them up, let them know that you love them and that you miss them and that you can't wait to see them, and just keep their spirits as high as you possibly can. Make them feel special and loved, because they're gonna feel kind of down. My soldier didn't get as torn down as I saw a few others did. Some of them wanted to come home. You might get that first phone call and they might be crying. If your soldier's in a company that allows phone calls every week or so, they might sound emotional and sad. Make them feel better. Be their rock. Be there for them. They have to be Army strong, and so do you. You have to be Army strong for them so that they can be Army strong for you. I can't stress that enough. You really need to do your part in making sure that they feel special and loved and amazing and strong, and that they can make it through. Just constantly remind them that you can't wait to see them graduate and be that amazing soldier you know that they're going to be. They really need to hear it, especially during basic training, especially during the beginning, during red phase. I can only imagine how hard basic training is on them. It's hard back home, but it's 10 times harder, if not more, for them, because we're just sad and alone and miss them. They're sad, alone, miss us, and they're also going through some of the most intense training of their lives. Something to get your mind off of, there's 57 days left until I see my soldier again, and I'm gonna shrivel up and die before that day happens. I know it, it's not gonna happen, I'm not gonna make it. To get your mind off of that, other than, work, school, hobbies, friends, family, all that, if you are planning to come down for their graduation, you can start planning that. I love planning trips. It is super relaxing to me, and I will get sucked into the abyss of TripAdvisor for days at a time, planning a trip to Greece that will cost me $15,000 at the minimum that I can't afford ever. And then I get really sad because I just really want to travel all the time, and traveling costs money. But you can start looking into the flights to come down and come back. You can look into all the hotels around the post or on the post if you're lucky. I would try to book on post as soon as possible if you want to stay on the post, because those fill up like that. I personally did not get a room on post yet. I know that people cancel all the time, so I've been calling back like, hey, is there a room yet? No? Okay, cool, thanks, bye. You can look into what food is around post so that on family day and graduation day you can go out to eat with them. Or if they don't get a pass to be off post for the day, I'm sure there's plenty of options on the post for food. If the airport is really far away from the base, you might need to look into how you're going to get from airport to post. A Greyhound bus, or if you're going to rent a car or a taxi, or if there's like a flight service between the airport and the base. Planning all of these things will get your mind off of feeling sad, and you're planning to go see them. It's going to be exciting, you're going to have fun, and you're going to be so proud of them. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is OPSEC. I think that's how you say it. I don't think you say OPSEC. I've been saying it OPSEC. It stands for Operations Security. You can look up online all the specific details of it, but it's basically to protect your safety and the safety of your soldier by not sharing any information that can be used to harm you guys. Don't post deployment dates, don't post top secret photos, don't post where they're going to be, don't post countdowns for when they come home, things like that. Now, I have a problem with OPSEC, at least when it comes to basic training. Don't post countdowns to graduation, don't post where they are, don't post this, don't post that, don't post the photos that they're taking at the base, don't do any of that. Meanwhile, if you go to the base's website, they have graduations listed for the next year for companies that aren't even there yet. If the bad guys really wanted to know when your soldier is graduating, it's on a .military website. All the photos they're taking in training, they're being posted online out to the world. If the bad guys want to see a picture of them in training, I highly doubt they're going to go to your Facebook first and then look at a military government-run website of photos. While I do agree that you should keep the safety of you and your soldier a priority, I still don't think that if all the information is out there online posted by government-run military websites, I don't think that you shouldn't be able to share certain things within social media. That's gonna wrap up this part 2 for this vlog series. My family just came home and I've banished them all to their rooms just so I could finish filming my outro. I'm definitely going to be keeping up this series of Diary of an Army Girlfriend. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope that I helped at least one person out there know that they're not alone and gave at least some sort of a helpful tip or something. I just really want to help as many people as I can, and I'm here with you guys. I'm here to be your friend. If you need someone to talk to, that's what the comment section is for. Feel free to leave me any comments. If there's anything that you want me to cover in my next video that you want to know more about, leave it in the comments down below and I will touch on as many topics as I can. If you're not already subscribed, you totally should, so you'll be here for my next video in this series or any of the other videos that I post to this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!